Hey guys, it's Ashley from Ashley's Got Book Citement, and I am here to do my June wrap-up and my July TBR. Can you believe that June is over, that June is done with, that June is gone? It seems crazy. Just crazy. In the month of June, I managed to read 4 books, which is okay. It's pretty much what I've been averaging. So, yeah. The first book that I read was Birthdays for the Dead by Stuart McBride. This is a crime thriller kind of book, and it centers around this detective who is searching for this killer called the Birthday Boy. And what the Birthday Boy does is he kidnaps 12-year-old girls right before their 13th birthday, and he kills them. That's not a spoiler. And while he's torturing them and doing all these awful things, he takes pictures chronicling the event. And then each year on the girl's birthday, he sends the parents a picture of what he did to them. And each picture gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's awful. And our main guy is a detective named Ash Henderson, I think. It's been a while since I read it. The first of the month feels so long ago. But anyway, Ash is a detective on the case, but his own daughter had been kidnapped by the Birthday Boy, and he can't tell anybody about it because he doesn't want to be taken off the case because he wants to catch the killer and bring him to justice. And I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5. I really did enjoy it, and it has stayed with me. The main character, he's not really that likable of a guy. Like, he does really bad things. Police brutality, yeah, questionable police tactics, he does all that stuff. He owes a lot of money to some really bad people for gambling, so there's bad stuff about that, and just some of the stuff he does is questionable, but you still root for him and want him to succeed and to find his daughter and find the Birthday Boy and everything. And he's teamed up with this criminal psychologist, I guess. Think Dr. Reed, kind of, from Criminal Minds. That's what she kind of reminds me of. And their little duo, they're funny together. So there's humor in this book, but it's very dark, too. And the ending, oh, you guys have to read that book just for the ending alone, because I didn't know what to do with myself when it ended. I still don't. It's crazy, crazy. So the next book that I read was Icons by Margaret Stoll. This is the first book in this series. I don't know what it's called, but it's all about aliens coming down to Earth, and on the day they came down, they killed like 90% of the population or something. And we are with this girl named Doll, and she is called one of the Icon children, I think. She's got special abilities, and she has a friend with special abilities, and the book is pretty much all about how they're going to take down the aliens, kind of. I ended up giving this book a 3 out of 5. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing in the whole world, just because I felt like stuff wasn't explained, and I was very confused some of the time. Also, we don't meet the aliens at all. I mean, we meet like an alien thing, but I'm not sure if that's a real alien, if it was just something they built, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of that book. I might read the other one in the series, the second one, when it comes out, if my library gets it, but I don't know if I'll be buying it. It was okay. Also, the characters, I don't know, it kind of had a rushed feel, but then it was kind of slow in some parts. I don't know, I'm just kind of torn on that book. It was just okay for me. The third book that I read was Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This book is about an alternate kind of 1900s where the Brotherhood rules, and if a girl shows any sign of difference or any sign of witchcraft, then she is taken and put in like a work camp or an asylum type place or something awful like that. And also, girls have to decide on their 17th birthday whether they're going to join the sisterhood or get married. So it's kind of a crazy world for women, and as a girl reading it, it was kind of like, ugh. So it is a story about Kate, who has 2 sisters. They're all witches. They all have to hide their powers so they don't get caught by the Brotherhood. Their mother passed away, and she instructed Kate to protect her sisters. So Kate's having a hard time. She's doing her best with that, but she's having to, keep their power secret from the Brotherhood, keep their power secret from her family. And she is 16, so she has to decide what she's going to do with her future. And she meets two guys. One she really falls for, the other one is more of a childhood crush. And guys, I gave this book a 4 out of 5. I loved it. If you like historical books, it's good for that because it has an historical feel to it. And if you like romance, that book does it for romance. Come on now. When I first read about the main guy, though, I wasn't really sold on him because he seemed kind of geeky to me. But as the story went, he got And so I must read the sequel because the ending was not an ending. It was just a segue into the next book. Books like that. And the last book that I read for the month of June was Winger by Andrew Smith. I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5. Book's about Ryan Dean West, who attends this Pine Mountain boarding school. He is a smart kid, so he has been moved up a couple grades. So he is a 14-year-old junior mixed in with the other 16-year-old juniors. And it's pretty much just his exploits at school. He plays rugby, he has a crush on this girl named Annie, and he lives in the troubled O Hall where they do all sorts of messed up things. I enjoyed it. I did. It had cute little comics and stuff. Ryan Dean was kind of funny. If you want a book from a boy's perspective, this would be it for that because knowing what goes on in a 14-year-old boy's head, I will look at them forever differently. And I don't know what I was expecting with this because I have read another of Andrew Smith's books, Marbury Lens, and it was very weird. And this one, while a little more normal, still felt a little weird. That is all that I managed to read in the month of June. Let's see what I get to reading in July. I have some plans. One plan is if I can get the program by the 17th or something, I'm going to be reading it with Keisha from The Forsaken 707 and Alyssa from AC Reads because they are going to be reading the program by Suzanne Young. So if I get that in from the library, then I will be reading that. And I am reading Reviver by Seth Patrick. This is the one I'm currently reading. I am on 146 and I'm very much enjoying it. It is about a world where there are these people called revivers. They can bring back the recently dead. So our main character is named Jonah. He is a reviver. He's a very strong reviver. And he works at the FRS. It's like Forensic Revival Services. I don't know what it stands for. But he goes into murder scenes and he will revive the victims of violent crimes and murders and get their word on who killed them and stuff like that. And it's really interesting. Morbid, but interesting. So yeah, I'm enjoying this book. It is the first book in a trilogy, I believe. And while there are some kind of info dumps and stuff, I am very much enjoying it. Then I want to read Incarnate by Jody Meadows. I will be reading this one with Allie of Alliston Wadsworth. She used to be Allie Murfitt, but she got married. So, name change. And this one, I don't know. I've heard very good things about this from Ryan at Ryan Reads Books and Brad from Book YA Review, I think. If I keep mentioning people, I'm going to have a lot of links to put down below. But don't worry, they'll be there. It might take a while, but they'll be there. But anyway, this book is about this girl named Anna, and she lives in a world where souls are recycled, and she is a new soul, which everybody's like, oh, what does that mean? I don't know what it means. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. The next book that I hope to read is Fire and Ash by Jonathan Mayberry. Woo! This is the last book, I think, in the Rotten Ruin series, and I am very excited for it. It is zombies. I love zombies. It's no surprise to any of you, and I am excited to see what happens. Because this series, guys, The last one left kind of on a, I don't know, note, so I have to see if my favorite characters survive and not die. Also, bad people in this book, or bad people who are going to be in this book because they were in the last book, and yes. And then the last book that I hope to read for July is The Resistance by Jim O'Malley. This is the second book in a trilogy called the Declaration trilogy, maybe? I read the first book a little while ago. I really did enjoy it. And it is kind of a dystopian world where people can live forever, but because people can live forever, no new people can be born, so children are illegal. And any illegal child is called a surplus, and they are taken away from the parents and taken into these halls and schools kind of, and raised to be like workers and stuff. And we were with Anna in the first book, and she was a surplus, but then she found out stuff about her life, and she met a boy, and yeah, so I'm excited to read this book. And that is all that I have for this video. I might read more books in July, it depends. I started another class though, and a lot of homework, so we'll see how I do. But yeah, tell me what books you read in the month of June, and I will see you guys later. Bye!